Hello and welcome into the corner of reflection. This video is going to be a bit different from our usual vibes, so different location. As you can tell by the title, this video is about procrastination. Let's give you some backstory. A couple weeks back, Andy and I shot a video that we had been planning, sort of. We had the idea for it for quite a long time, maybe 1 year. Basically, we were going to do a Dude Perfect spoof. We found another video by John Christ, which was just recently released. It is called Bro Epic, and our video is going to be called Bro Awesome, and it's a Dude Perfect spoof, and we were just like, no, we lost our chance. That got us onto the idea of procrastination, and originally this was going to be a more fun video, sort of taking a stab at John Christ. Not seriously. He's pretty funny. There's a link to his channel down below. He's a Christian guy. He does comedy stuff. We shot all of that about the John Christ thing. I didn't like it very much. So here I am, recording for the third time, since the first time the mic wasn't plugged in properly. I would say procrastination is knowing you have to do something but putting it off to a later date, but no specific date. The difference between postponing and procrastinating, and the difference is postponing, you have a set thing, you can't do it then, you do it at a different time that is set and you'll do it then. But procrastination is sort of, I'll get it done. The problem comes in when you don't get it done, and indeed you won't get it done because you're procrastinating and you keep putting it off further and further away. I'm quite sick at the moment, so my nose is stuffed up and my throat is sore, so my voice sounds terrible, and I have to sing at youth today, so that's great. So I've personally struggled with procrastination for most of my life, especially during school. I'll have something to do and I put it off, and since I'm homeschooled, I could mostly get away with that, so I would keep putting stuff off until the end of the year, and then boom, 500 tests, what am I gonna do? So I have a certain amount of experience in this field, which is why I'm making this video, because I've suffered from this, and I know there's people out there who have suffered from this, and hopefully if you come across this video, you have some similar problem, and this will help you in some way, shape or form. This guy from a TED Talk, the TED Talk is linked down below. It's a great one, probably one of my favorite TED Talks of all time. The guy makes this illustration, the inside a procrastinator's mind. There are three beings. The one is the rational mind, or the decision maker, and he usually takes care of keeping everything in order. But then in a procrastinator we have very active instant gratification monkey, he says. So basically this thing comes in and wrecks everything by just wanting to have fun now and forget about later. And that is a major problem in procrastination, because it is very much centered around instant gratification. But then there's the third person inside the procrastinator's mind, and that is the panic monster, and that guy comes out anytime the deadline is so close. So I highly recommend watching that TED Talk. It'll illuminate what I'm trying to say a lot better. I don't know, I sort of feel like everyone procrastinates on something. So I have 3 tips that I'm going to share. 3, not 5, 3. Tip number 1 is have a routine. One thing that makes me procrastinate is not having anything specific to do at a specific time. So having a timetable and a routine that you stick to, that's going to help you. But then there's another thing that you have to weigh in, and that's getting bored of the routine. So I struggle with concentration sometimes, and basically the thing is, when I have a routine that I have to stick to, it'll work for me for a good few weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months if I'm lucky. But then at that point I do need to switch up the routine. So stick to a routine, but as soon as you get bored of it and you can find yourself slipping and you're like having these patches where you don't want to do your work, mess up your routine. If you have a timetable, shift everything around. Tip number 2, you need a partner. You need someone who is going to keep you accountable, to keep you in check. When I was doing homeschool, I still am, but I can get away with pretty much whatever to an extent. With procrastination, because I'll get it done later, you know. No one has to know because I'm the only one there. You need someone with you who's going to keep you accountable, keep you in line, so that you don't just wander all over the place and leave everything for later. You really need someone who's going to keep you up to your standards. Often it's someone else who procrastinates themselves, and then you can be that same person for them. Doesn't matter as long as you're keeping each other up to standard, as long as they're keeping you in line. A main factor is the instant gratification, which basically means having fun now, and that can sometimes leave you feeling a bit guilty, so you don't want to tell anyone, oh, I didn't do my work, I just went over and browsed the internet for 5 hours. You know, that's not a great thing to tell someone. So it kind of is difficult to have someone who's going to keep you accountable. That's kind of the point. You struggle through it together and they're there for you. So you need someone like this to make sure that you're keeping up to all of your deadlines. Now the thing is with procrastination as well, is that you got the panic monster. Now the panic monster comes out right before a deadline, when you realize, oh no, this isn't done, I have to finish it. He comes out and he scares you into finishing it as fast as humanly possible. The thing is, there's people who work in jobs where they are procrastinators, but there are no deadlines. And this can ruin their life because the guilt monster, the panic monster never comes out to scare them into finishing their work, so they just leave it off. And that doesn't work. Especially where you're in a job or something where there are no deadlines, you need a partner who is going to keep you accountable. Have them be your deadline. Because if they come to you and they ask, hey, did you do this? You have to be able to say, yes, I did that. You might not believe me, but I've honestly been trying to keep this brief. Anyway, so that's number 2, have an accountability partner, so to speak. Number 3, don't overwork yourself. Here's the thing. As long as you have a pile of work that you need to get done, but you can look at it and you can say, okay, I need to get this done, and then you start working, you're fine. It might be a lot of work, you're still fine. Just get some of it done, keep working at it day after day. And obviously more work stacks up, but you have to keep working and you'll slowly get it down. The problem is every time you procrastinate, right, the pile gets bigger. And that alone is a problem. It's procrastination, obviously, is a problem. That's what we're talking about. But getting a massive pile of work that you have to get done, that's no good. The more work you have to do, the faster that happens. So whatever you do, tip number 3, do not overwork yourself. If you have too much to do on a daily basis, then even without procrastination, there's going to be a heap of work stacking up. So if you're a procrastinator, it is in your best interest to start slow and keep working steadily. So all 3 of these tips together, it really does help. I don't know what more to tell you. I don't have a chart or a before and after picture, but it really does help. So number 1 is have a routine that you stick to, but don't get bored of. As soon as you get bored of it, change it up, but stick to the routine. Stick to a routine. Number 2 is have someone who's going to keep you in line. And number 3 is don't overwork yourself. If you see that you have too much work to get done on a daily basis, you are overworking yourself. It means there's too much for you to get done, and that means there's always going to be more piling up. That is a problem, and you must cut back on some of that. Have less responsibilities and make sure that you can do what you have to do in a day before you add more. So those are my 3 tips. Hopefully they help you. If they do, comment down below. If you think they're going to be useful, comment down below. If you have found them flawed, please comment down below. And if you have better ones, comment down below. I don't know if you guys struggle with this. I don't know if anyone who procrastinates is going to see this, but I hope they do, and I hope it helps them. I hope I'll see you next week. Ciao.